All right, hey everybody. Glad to have you back. I can't tell you how much I really appreciate coming back to watch another episode of RC Mechanic. Um, but today, what we're going to do is, I'm basically just going to give some opinions on things, and some of them may have to do with the hobby, some maybe not. But one of the things that I really wanted to bring up is that a budget. Everybody's budget's really tight right now. I get several comments about how people would love to get into this hobby right here. And I can tell you this, you don't have to go as far as I do, okay? There are cheaper ways to go. This right here is the Injora budget build. I actually have bought another body to go on here. This is I meant to have happen here was to have like a Comanche body, but ended up being a Cherokee chop to be a pickup. So we're not sure what we're doing with this yet. We might leave it, we may not. But the thing is that you don't have to spend a lot of money on these. With this truck right here, I'm just going to move you down so you can see what's going on. Alright, so with this truck right here, what we started out with was basically an SCX-10 type chassis. And what I've done is I have taken the SCX-10 type transmission out and installed the Injora forward mount transmission with a transfer case. Now, this is something you do not have to do. All right, you do not. It would have worked just fine with the other one, except for me, with what I'm doing and what I am envisioning is that I wanted more weight up front, right? And I wanted room here in case I want to put like a scale interior, right? So this, the whole deal right here, the chassis, my XJ body, basically you were looking under $300, well under, okay? Not sure if it's still that cheap right now, but that's what we were looking at, right? And that's the thing, is that's all you really need. The only thing that was not included in this was a receiver for a radio, speed controller, and the radio. So if you went off and bought like a cheap receiver, a cheap speed controller, and a cheap radio, you'd have been fine, right? Or if you know somebody who's into the hobby and is looking to get rid of some things and don't want the radio anymore, or has some receivers they want to get rid of, you can use those too. So basically, for this, it would have ran just fine. Okay, I only changed it because of my vision, right? And the other thing about the RC hobby is that there's only a few things that you cannot really build yourself. One would be the receiver, one would be the speed controller, and the motor or transmission, stuff like that, right? The rest of it, if you have a really good fabbing stuff up, I mean, you can build it, right? You can build these shock hoops, you can build these cross members, you can build these frame rails, you can do all that yourself, right? You may not be able to do anything with wheels, but there's usually somebody around who has like some rims they're not using, or a lot of times people don't like the plastic wheels and they go with aluminum, like me, right? So anyway, as far as the RC hobby goes, everything needs to be on a budget, at least right now, probably for the next couple years. All right, so that leads me to something else. I really don't remember at the ballot box when I voted asking the president now, please make my life miserable. Please just make everything cost 6 times more than it was. I don't ever remember that. Do you? I don't. I don't care what part of the country you're from. If you're from a liberal state, you're from a conservative state, I don't care. We're all hurting right now. Okay? To the point where I am not really able to buy any more parts. Anything that's going to happen right now is going to have to be built by me. It may not turn out the way I want it, but that's the way it's going to have to be. In order to keep this channel rolling, that's the way it'll have to be. So, I'm just going to show you a couple of the latest purchases that, there will not be any more of. And one would be one of the latest purchases, and this is the absolute latest right now, is this XJ pickup. This is made by Injora. Yeah, it's from China, but most everything is. What I was looking for was a Comanche. I ended up with an XJ with a truck bed cut into it. So there's a couple things I could do with this. I can leave it the way it is and run it, or I could build myself a truggy bed. Kind of like, let's see, like the Vetera right here. All right, so if I was to lay that out, it looks like a Vetera truggy bed would work just fine. So I can either, I have 2 of these bodies because I bought 2 of them. I actually, before everything all went down, I saw that Vetera was basically going away. I bought another one of these. So I do have a second truggy bed right here. Okay, I can either use that or I can build one. So what would you do? Would you just use the truggy bed I have, or would you build one? Would you be into the challenge of actually building one? That's a good question, isn't it? All right. All right, so other things you can do. Instead of, say, buying a bumper, like right here, this is a plastic bumper, came with the kit. Instead of buying one of these, can actually make one. If you want to learn how to do some welding, brazing, things like that, try your hand at some fabricating. Don't be discouraged if it doesn't turn out the first time, because a lot of my stuff doesn't. I still show it to you anyway, because I just want to make sure everybody knows I'm not perfect, right? All right. So, anyway, with gas prices being what they are, shipping being as tough as it is, I am at the point right now where I'm just going to build whatever I can. I am fortunate enough that I've been doing this for a long enough time where, I have receivers, I have radios, I have speed controllers, I have, transmissions, differentials, and these are from projects that I have either upgraded or changed just because I wanted it a little different. And so there's a lot that I can still do here. I don't have to buy a bunch of stuff. I can actually build my own bodies if I want to. If I ever get my 3D printer up and running, I can make parts, right? And that in itself can be a lot of fun because, there you go, designing stuff, right? So let me just show you exactly what I've got as far as material, so you all can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so some of you may have watched some of my other videos when I've shown you what I have going on here in my building. And I gotta tell you right now, it's not a really good day for this filming part because it's like 100+ degrees, and inside this building is even hotter. So I'm gonna try to not be in here very long. All right, so what we've got, Here's a toy grade GTO. What can we do with that? I bet you we can find something. I have spur gears, hardware, links, bolts, nuts, rivets, all kinds of lubricant. I have shock oil, I have paint, I have all this stuff, right? And down here, I may not have the right size tire I want right now, but I have what will work, right? So if it looks ridiculous, that's probably because it is. All right, I have, here's my boom mic stand right here. I have another boom mic stand here. I have a tripod down there, and there's another one. Actually, this one here is really cool because it's an Italian one. And if any of you know anything about Manfrotto, those are expensive. My wife got that like $5. I'm not going to complain, you know. But those are the kind of things you want to look for, you know, when it comes to saving money. If you are going to spend some money, make sure it's for the right thing, you know, just saying. Alright, so we still have the extended cab Trail Finder 2 to work on. And yeah, this paint job, you see how textured it is? That's the way it's supposed to be because it's hammer tone. Alright? Alright, so, and then we have this box over here is all dedicated to RC stuff. Here's the XJ body that actually belongs on here. Alright. The other body, I have a different chassis for that I'm going to use it on. So, anyway, this toolbox right here is all dedicated to RC stuff. So, ignore that and that. So, here's some speed controllers. These are brand new. We have some rock sliders. Jury's still out on whether I'm going to use those or not. I may actually build something. We have, let's see, I have a roof rack right here. This is the Endura roof rack. Alright. This is the box that my SCX10 straight axle kit came in. And I do have that, and I do plan on using it on something. So we have that to work with, right? So, and then we have, well, miscellaneous sandpaper, grinding discs, etc. We have more electronics right here. More stuff for the Trail Finder 2 extended cab, and I do have some portal cap racks. Have a set. Okay, so I can use that on something. And this is basically tools. That box down there is what's left of what I need to put together for the Trail Finder 2. So, and then we have our radios up over here. As you can see, there's a few. So, and plenty of zip ties. They may not be the color I want, but you know what? They work. So, as we're going through all this, I hope that kind of like, you know, gives you an idea where I'm sitting right now. And I know that everyone is not in this position. Okay? If there's anything I have to spend as far as money goes, say for this channel, right now, it'll be very minimal. And I'll have to weigh out whether I really need it or not. Okay? Because I don't really see any kind of relief coming within the next couple years. Alright, so let's head on outside and let's look at the full-size stuff. Actually, before we head outside, I just want to show you the my stockpile of steel here, and metal, aluminum, etc. I have quite a selection. So, you know, I can build a lot with that. And even if the price goes way up on it, it's still cheaper than buying it. Okay? So let's head outside. Alright, so if you watch my channel for any length of time, you'll know all about this barn, and you'll know all about my Jeep project, which I did get the rear leaves in, and oh my God, did it really lift it up. Maybe 6.5 inches was too much. I don't know. Maybe. Either way, what I've got going on here is I've had this lift kit for almost 2 years, and I have not put it in this truck yet, and I'm just starting to get to it. I got the rear leaves in because, well, that'd be the easiest part of it. I mean, you got basically the U-bolts, brake lines, drop the leaves out, put the new ones in, right? With new U-bolts, obviously. And I did not jack it up high enough, so it was a real bear getting it up in there. But as of right now, I can actually get under this truck, whereas I couldn't before. I mean, it was that low. Okay? And just give a comparison. Here's the original leaf springs right here. You can see there's like little or no arch to them. Right there. So this truck sat really low. I don't think it's really tough to get a idea of the difference a lift kit does until you actually do one. It's my first time doing one, so anyway. And then we have the wife's Jeep here, which is still in need of work. We have, this is where I'm going to have to, I don't have to really buy anything for the XJ right over there, but for this one I will. What we have going on is I have an intake exhaust leak up there, right up here. This water neck is leaking, so you know, I'll probably either need a gasket or a gasket and thermostat. If it's just a gasket, well, gasket's only like $2, but it cost me like $15 to drive there and back, so I got to weigh out that cost, right? And I think we all should. Also, down in there, there's a motor mount that's gone bad. I most likely will have to buy one of them, but yeah. And up underneath here, we have tie rod ends that are worn out, drag link ends that are worn out. They need to be changed out. I won't have any choice but to buy those, right? Because, well, I won't have any choice to buy those. That's a safety issue, and if she's going to drive it at all, I sure as hell don't want the wheels going like whatever they want, whatever way they want, you know. So yeah, we're going to have to get those fixed. Only thing I can say is that it really would be nice if our government was actually working for the people who voted for them, and not for themselves. I don't remember voting for the new Green Deal. Do you? Nope. Now, it's a given that probably with time we will all go to an electric vehicle, but I can tell you this right now, I won't buy one. It's everything I could do to pay off my own truck right now. So why would I do that? This battle with the oil companies is really stupid. It's just asinine. I mean, and today I found out something about, I don't know, if you don't teach gay alphabet type 6 to the students, that the federal government's going to pull funding for school lunches. Really? Come on, man. That's so dumb. You know, it wasn't that long ago where, you know, it was, and I'm sure it still is now, where when a child in a, like, very low income household, the only real meal they ever got was through school lunch. And they're threatening to pull it. Alright. So, you know, I could go on for probably an hour and a half or two, but I'm not. This is my only rant, and I just wanted to let y'all know that if you see different things going on with the channel, is because we're on tight budget right now, and I don't foresee having the cash to go off and buy a bunch of new stuff and equipment as well. So I'll have to work with what I have. I know some of the larger channels, they have these sponsors, and you know, eventually the sponsors will go like, you know, we're not making any money off of this, and although we would love to support you, that free ride might come to an end too. So anyway, it's RC Mechanic. Thank you for letting me rant. Thank you for letting me tell you what is going on. I can tell you this. At the time of filming this, it is 1 week before the 4th of July. Next weekend is 4th of July weekend. And this is where we're at right now. A lot of the videos I'm going to be posting will most likely be from before this. Because when I started my new job, I filmed many episodes back to back. And I'm still trying to figure out what's what. So they're coming through as they come through. So thank you for your patience on that up front. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment on any of what I talked about, and I will read and get back to you. Alright? It's RC Mechanic. Keep building, keep fixing, fabricate, and create. Keep the budget low. I'll see you next time.